Hello all, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be reading chapter 39, Nasty Thick Stew, wow, from TankGirl, Armadillo. This is the novel on the collection of TankGirl. If you want to know more about it, there's a whole comic that's TankGirl. There was a 90s movie with Laurie Perry in it that was TankGirl. Also, this is not the first chapter. Like I said, we on chapter 39. So if you want to see the first one, just go to the main page. It's in a section on there. You can go all the way back to the very first one, which was made years ago. And I apologize for any audio quality to any of these videos. I do my best. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Where is it? Where are you? Uh-oh. My book reader. Where's my book reader? Uh-oh. Maybe I should read it without. Oh, the feel of the page is going to drive me nuts. Oh my goodness, I'm having a moment in life, I swear it. But I did find one of my other book readers. This is the second one I have. I don't know where the other one went. It's somewhere around here. I'm been disorganized, so it's a thing. All right. So for all of you that don't know what I'm talking about, what this thing is, it's just like an epoxy little book reader opening. You put it into the book and you hold it open like that. It just makes it easier for you to read, which I bought this from my local bookstore, and I love them, and I'm thinking about actually making these later on down the line. So if you be about that, throw up a thumbs, right? Let me know. I'm curious. All right. Without further ado. Chapter 39, Nasty Thick Stew. The rest of us went inside and waited. I spent the night silently reading my copy of Titus Andronicus in an attempt to clear my mind of desperate thoughts. It didn't work. All that running backwards and forwards to Chankers was starting to piss me off. I mean, fuck. I hate the place, so why should I be paying so much attention to such a squalid little shithole? I started off just having problems with one or two citizens there, but I was accumulating a passionate dislike for the whole town. As I mulled it over and over in my head, I felt like committing townside, if there's such a word. Morning came. I was getting pretty darn angry. I wanted my boyfriend back. Then I wanted to get some revenge. I started stewing. Nasty thoughts came thick and fast. Jack Girl looked around across the table at me. She seemed to be wide-eyed for a change. I knew she was thinking, and she knew what I was thinking, and we nodded at each other. Then we nodded again. Then we nodded a few more times and started to grin. Barney sat down and looked from me to Jack Girl and back again like she was watching a game of nod tennis. I think she understood what was happening and started nodding silently with us, and after a while we began making faint yeah and uh-huh type sounds. And then there was something quite primordial about the whole scene. I loved it. Jack Girl started booting the leg of the table and growling through the mess of hair that had fallen across her face. Barney started slapping her palms on the tabletop and chanting, "Fuck, fuck, fuck," under her breath. I was hyperventilating, and I let the whites of my eyes roll up so that I looked like a crazy person. Even Stevens bust through the door and stopped us dead. "Hey there," he exclaimed jealously. "They're coming up the road right now. I think that Booga's with them. There's a funny-looking bloke standing in the back of the pickup, hanging onto the roll bar." I snapped out of my trance and dashed outside just in time to see. Pause for dramatic effect. So who pulled up? Who is it? Who's at the doorstep of Jack Girl's house where everyone seems to fucking crash? I don't even think Tank Girl has a house, to be honest with you. Like, most of the comics and shit that she's in, she's just squatting, like, everywhere. I'm gonna be honest, so I have no idea. Man, smoking pot and fucking reading makes it a bit harder as you go. You're just sitting here like, bleep, 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 hard word. Fuck. I could do this. Dobson's truck pulled up in a triumphant dusty skid. Booga jumped down from the truck and flung his arms around me. I flung my arms around him, and we all joined together in a glorious arm-flinging reunion hug. We took a step back and checked each other out. "Why didn't you come and rescue me?" asked Booga mournfully. "I did, but I came back with the sheriff instead," I answered, nodding towards Stevens. "And anyway," I continued bullishly, "how comes you stole the fucking sub and left us stranded on Cherry Island?" "Oh yeah, there is that, I suppose," he admitted. "And you gave me your solemn bullshitty promise too." I drew closer to him and gave him a good smiling. He stank of herb. "What's that smell? You've been smoking fucking weed, haven't you?" "Well, yeah. It was only a small one skin on my way back," he argued. "It was for medical purposes only. I didn't even enjoy it. Dobson made me do it." "You bastard, you promised me," I huffed, genuinely gutted. "I'm sorry," said Booga helplessly. "I can't help it. I really need it. You don't understand what they did to me back there. Take a good look at him." Yes, I was really pissed off with him for going back on his word, but boy, was I glad to have him back in my loving arms. "Okay," I said, finally letting him off the hook. "One last chance, just one more time, that's it. If you cock this one up, then I'm off to have sex with some other idiot." I could see a look of helplessness behind his eyes. He swallowed a lump in his throat and slowly straightened his sorry hunchback. The helplessness faded away. Total resolve and manic obsession took its place. I turned to Sub Girl and Dobson. "So what happened in town? Did you kill the bastards?" "I killed one bastard," replied Sub Girl. "Don't know who he was, though." "Let's go inside," I ordered. "I'm calling a council of war. It's payback time." "Great," said Sub Girl. "Barney can pay back that favor I lent her." Booga caught me on my arm as we were going inside. "There's another thing that I haven't told you yet," he said with a worried smile. "What is it, then?" I asked sternly. "They took something from me," he explained. "They got our old copy of Mad Magazine." "You mean the one with the rules of 39 man squimish in it?" I gasped. "Yeah, that one." "Right," I spat. That was it. The fuckers had stepped way over line, and my blood had gone from simmer to boil. Okay, I'm going to go into chapter 40 and actually read chapter 40. It's very short, and I was thinking that I wanted to, get a good 20 minutes and let's go for it. But really quickly here, that's the one thing that TankGirl that kind of pisses me off is just like her outlook and view on weed and stuff. And like Booga's this big ass stoner and she's like this drunk alcoholic fucker and she has such a downside on weed. But you have to understand that this was kind of written in the early 90s and late 80s and into even like almost 2000s. So, I don't know if he was producing more comics around that time. I just know that I was finding more and more material, and I heard other comics came out around that time. But shortly after that, way before any weed was legal anywhere, these comics were made. So the whole stigma and the whole pandering towards it was always to just talk shit on it back then. So that's the only thing I would have to say about TankGirl that I was kind of like, ugh, fuck off about, was that whole just pandering fucking mindset bullshit crap that they did. And the fact that it even affected one of my most favorite rebellious fucking comic strips really pisses me off. But it is what it is. And at least Booga smoked weed. And I fucking love Booga and he's my favorite. So we'll go with it. Alright, we're going to get back into it. So this chapter is called The Knits of the Brown Table. Technically, I need these glasses to see far away, but for some reason, like my close-up vision, I don't know, it's just getting weird. I find it easier with the glasses, but they're not made for close-up, which is even weirder. We gathered around Jet Girl's rotund, shit brown kitchen table and took our seats. There was Jet Girl, Sub Girl, Evan Stevens, Zulu Dobson, Booga, Barney, and me. "I'm going to give you 24 hours notice," I announced. "We're going to go and bash up chankers good and proper. No fucking about this time. I want to razz that fucking cheaphead to the ground." "Hear, hear," cheered Booga. Count me in, said Subgirl. Me too, echoed Jetgirl. I'm itching for a bundle. Are we all in agreement then, I asked. The group mumbled and jeered in positive tones. Then it is settled, I said, standing purposefully. Tomorrow, which I probably need to remind you, is New Year's Day. We will ride into Chankers, catch everyone with their pants down, and hideous hangover setting it. She wants to do this like after partying for fucking New Year's. That's hilarious. And we will have ourselves some messy revenge. Do what you gotta do to prepare yourselves. I suggest we pair up and attack in couples. It will give us more strength. Booga, you're gonna ride with me. The rest of you, just get on with. Next time we all meet, we'll be in Chankers Town Square at lunchtime tomorrow. Don't forget your sandwiches. Cheers. Okay. I went outside and lit up a cigarette. Booga came and stood behind me. The atmosphere around the house was quiet and depressed. But somehow we all knew that the sword of righteousness was on our side, and we could not lose. Booga put his arms around me from behind. This is a dangerous thing we're about to do. Odds are stacking against us, he whispered in my ear. No, Booga, it ain't dangerous, I replied. It's just stupid. Dangerous would be me catching you smoking a doobie again. I thought we'd iron that one out, he gruffed. We have, my dear, but the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And are we having pudding? He asked eagerly. No, Booga, I sighed. You're the only pudding around here. I wandered over to my tank, leaving Booga all forlorn and confused. Fuck him, I thought. I had to bang the lesson home somehow. He certainly wasn't going to do it by himself. I sank in the tank and pissed around with the buttons and switches. I found some good films in the files and reclined back to watch Noel Coward's Happy Bread, The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, and a very young and cool Ray Brooks in the Knack. It kept me going for most of the afternoon and evening. Booga crept in and sat down next to me halfway through the last film. We didn't say anything to each other. Time was a great healer. I put on some Laurel and Hardy and we both start laughing. Booga lit 2 cigarettes and we smoked them with little enjoyment. I'm giving these up, I said. Me too, agreed Booga. Eventually the sun went down and I closed the doors. Booga put his head on my shoulder and we fell asleep. Fuck it. Did I say I was going to read 41 or just 40? You know, I'm going to read 41 too. We're going to go ahead. Oh, it's called I Dream of C86. I dream of C86. It's a poem, by the way. And where I come from, where my roots are, where I was born. A cute, freckly girl with tecos strawed in burrow, with a cheap cotton t-shirt across my pert young breasts. A pile of scratched records at the head of my mattress, all on the wrong shelves. Indie when it actually meant something, spinning on a 1960s Dacinet record player. First time away from home, living on next to nothing, drinking myself to oblivion and back, and laughing all the way. And I did lose my pastels badge at a club called the Sunshine Playroom. Or was it at the Zap? I don't know. I was pissed. Start-right teenagers, spotty Grebros, cardigan-clad Smith fans, psychedelic shoe gazers, and tiny bowl-cut angels. Get out of my dream. Because you are all becoming adults, and I can never have you back. Alrighty. That's going to be it for right now. We're going to do another episode very soon. I actually got a few comments of people asking for the next chapter, so here you go. The next chapter is going to be called 42, The All-Day Breakfast. Oh, lose your mind and find your soul. I hope you all have had a great day. Thank you for tuning in and joining me on my channel. And very soon here, we're probably going to be doing some more tattoo removal and other videos. I just got to, you know, it takes a while for editing, takes a while for healing, and it takes a while for doing. So thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll be seeing you around. Bye.